And good evening, everyone. Welcome to another exciting Saturday Night Wine Stream and another exciting episode of Drink with Rick. I'm Rick, and tonight we're going to open a Malbec from Argentina. And I'm looking forward to this because I hear it's a good one. And I haven't had a Malbec in a while, and I like good wines from Argentina, and Argentina makes some great wines. So I'm looking forward to this. We have some food to pair it with as well. My lovely wife Chi has made a dish, so to pair with the wine, and we have some other things to talk about. Whatever you want to talk about to the chat because it's an open chat night. So join in and we'll have some fun. If you're joining me for the first time or the 118th time, the 120th time, wow, because of the 120th episode of Drink with Rick on the Saturday Night Wine Stream, I'm Rick. This is a stream of consciousness kind of show. I do have some show notes. They're right here in front of me. I don't always follow them because I really rely more on our chats, our discussions in the show, because the show isn't really about me. I'll interject some things, if I, just to keep the show lively and going, but the show really isn't about me. The show is somewhat about the wine, but the show is really about you and me getting together on a Saturday night and having a great time and, just kicking back with our favorite libations, whatever it is, beer, wine, grain alcohol, champagne, soda, water, orange juice, whatever you want to drink, it's fine. It's fine. Just as long as you're here, as long as we're all here together and just having a great time. That's really what this show is about. Okay? I am going to cover a couple of things. We've got a birthday. We got one birthday tonight, and some national days to toast, of course. And I have, let's see, I want to tell you something that I ran across on YouTube, Facebook earlier this week that I thought might be worth commenting on. I do have some comments from YouTube that I want to read as well that I've received from viewers on YouTube, and I want to read those as well. And I'm going to tell you how you can win a free bottle of wine for July 2021. And who doesn't want to win a free bottle of wine? I know I do. I'm always up for a free bottle of wine. Why not? Why not? All right, before we get started, let's check the chat to find out who we have in the chats. CM Cinder's in the chat on Twitch. She says, I'm here, and I am glad you're here. I'm really glad you're here, CM Cinder. It's great to see you. My good friend Ed is in the chat. Ed Anthony. Ed says, Ed is aboard. We'll leave before the end of the first hour, though. Well, you know what? It might be kind of a short show anyway. We'll see. I got a late start tonight because of a couple of little minor technical glitches, and I apologize for that. It was supposed to start right at 10, and we're starting a little bit late, but that's because I had a last-minute little technical snafu on one of the platforms, so I had to get that fixed. But it was not a big deal, but I had to get it taken care of before I could even start because it's really what streams everything everywhere. It's the multi-streaming service that I use to multi-stream to all the platforms. So if that's not started, nothing gets started. So I had to get that taken care of. But it looks like it's running now. Everything is fine. Looks like we're live everywhere. Yeah, by the way, we're live on Facebook. Our Facebook page is Drink with Rick. We're live on Twitch. Twitch is Drink with Rick and the number 1. Drink with Rick and 1. On YouTube, it's Drink with Rick. And on Twitter, it's at Drink with Rick. So you can join in any of those platforms, any of the chats. I'm not really sure how a chat thing works on Twitter still. But if you're on Twitch or Facebook or YouTube, just jump in the chat and I'll see it in the chat. Now, we're also live on the website. It's drinkwithrick.com. You can see it right here. Drinkwithrick.com, live on the website. I don't have a chat going there, but if you open up the comments box, just open up that page for that post, there'll be a comments box there. You can leave a comment and I will respond in kind. It won't be right away, but it'll be at some point. Also, the podcast goes out on Monday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern. Monday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern time, every Monday. You can listen to it live. Well, not live. You can watch and listen to it live here, but after the fact, you can listen to it as soon as it comes down on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Android, Stitcher Radio, Blueberry.com, iHeartRadio, Deezer, Amazon Music Podcasts, podcastindex.org, O-R-G, and by email. Now, if you go to drinkwithrick.com, click on the subscribe page, you'll see a page like this, and click on the by email tab. Put your email address in there, and if you do that, you'll be subscribed, and you will get the latest episode of Drink with Rick as soon as it drops in, for the week. You'll get it in your inbox. You don't have to do anything. And of course, you can unsubscribe at any time if you want to. And no salesman will call. Really, this is just for getting the show. That is all. Okay, so let me check the chats one more time. And Ed's in the chat. Glad you're here, Ed. And anyone on YouTube, kind of quiet on YouTube. See what else is going on Twitch. Okay, glad to see you here, CM Cinder. Well, we're ready to go. And anyone else, I really don't know how to check the tweets, to be honest. I don't know. I don't see a chat here. It says a chat. It says there's a chat there. I don't really see a chat. I don't. And I'm doing this through Twitter Media Studio, which replaced the Periscope app, the Periscope before. So I didn't have a chat going there either. So I didn't know how to put one together. Supposedly there's a chat out there. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it right now because what I'm going to concentrate on is this wine at the moment, and then we'll get started on the show. All right, so this is what we're drinking tonight. This is called a Tentadora. Tentadora Malbec. It's a 2017. This is from Argentina. It's an Argentinian wine. Is that how you say it? Argentinian wine? I don't know how you say that. Anyway, so this is the back of the wine. I'm going to read the back of the wine for you. It sounds pretty exciting. Tentadora 2017 Malbec. It is Val de Cafayette, Salta, Argentina. It says, temptation calls from this hidden valley in the Andes. Malbec thrives in Cafayette. Is it Cafayette? It might be Cafayette. I don't know. A mile high in the Calcaqui Valley with its vibrant sun and ample heat. Full extraction and extended aging for 20 months in oak barrels captured the essence of this perfectly ripened fruit. Flavors of ripe berry, wild plum, and blueberry coalesce on silky, persistent tannins in the elegant finish. This is distributed, it's imported and bottled by William Nuttall Winery in Sonoma, California. It is a product of Argentina. You can find more information about it at williamnuttel.com. That's with a K, William, KNUTTEL.com. It's all one word. There is 14% alcohol. No, excuse me, it's 14.5% alcohol by volume, ABV, in this 750 milliliter bottle of wine. So that's what we have going here. What are you drinking? Tell me what you're drinking, or tell me what you're not drinking. Tell me what you like to be drinking, or tell me what you like to see me drinking. And if I can find a bottle of it and afford it, I mean, trying to keep it reasonably priced, I'll see if I can get it and drink it and review it, give it a fair and honest review. And also, if you're a vintner, if you're a winery, and you want me to review a wine for you, send one over. I'll give it a fair and honest review. I have had viewers and listeners send me bottles of wine, and you can't expect them back. I can't ship them back once I've had the wine. It's gone. I can send you the bottle back if you want. I mean, it's okay. I don't think you'd want it at that point. Or maybe you do. I don't know. You collect wine bottles. I collect wine bottles. You can see back here. I've collected quite a few over the years. If you go back to the first couple of seasons of Drink with Rick, you will see over 100 wine bottles at some point on the back shelf there. And that is a real shelf. That's not a green screen back there. I do have a blue screen. Yes, I do have that. But that's not... those are real. Okay? And all those down there are real, just to let you know. Okay, so let's open up this bottle of wine. Let me get a long shot here. so we can open up this wine. Any other comments from the chat before we get started? I'd like to know it. Oh, my lovely wife, she is in the chat, and she says hi, and hi right back at you. It's good. And I really appreciate the, I haven't shown the food we're pairing it with tonight, have I? Camera 3 is up, and I have tonight to pair it with the wine. I have, this is some hamburger. This is some smoked turkey from Honey Baked Ham. Smoked turkey that might go pretty good with a Malbec. I also have, what we have here? This is the Toscana with Syrah, creamy Toscana with Syrah. And we have some cheddar, and we have the Trader Joe's Double Cream Gouda. It is back, folks. I went out and bought some last week, and it's back, and hopefully better than ever. So we should be good there. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up this wine. I will get my foil cutter here and cut the foil on the top. And got away from me there. Okay, let's see. Let me open up this wine with my mechanical corkscrew. Let me get a closer shot on this. This is fun how this works. And you just wrap it around the neck of the bottle, pop it in. It's very easy. Look at that. That came out so easy. That's amazing, isn't it? That's, okay, modern technology. Isn't it amazing? And we have, of course, to aerate the wine, we have my Veneto wine aerator from the Veneto Wine Lover set. I'm trying to do this backwards, aren't I? I got new glasses, folks. I'm still trying to focus on some. I got new glasses. If you haven't noticed, I have new glasses. They're rounder. I call them my. They're round, I call them my Harry Pothead glasses. So, kind of like a Harry Potter kind of thing going. I'm not a fan of Harry Potter, really. But so anyway, we've got this in the bottle to aerate the wine, and of course to hold the nectar, the grape nectar. I have my trusty and amazing. This is the. Ooh, there we go. Oh, okay, that's just dirt. I didn't want to get chipped. My trusty and amazing Galway genuine crystal glass from Ireland. Genuine Irish crystal glass from Ireland, given to me by my employers at buy2wayradios.com. Now, we're going to pour just a little bit of this wine in here. Just, I'm pouring too much. Anticipation. It's really would like to have some wine. I didn't have some last couple of nights, so looking forward to having some wine tonight. All right, and this looks, wow, very, very dark, kind of a purplish complexion. Very, very, look at that. Very full body. It looks full-bodied. And it does, even under these lights, even when I'm holding them away right in front of me, it is quite full-bodied. So we'll set that aside for just a moment, give it a chance to breathe, and open up just a little bit. And while we're doing that, let's learn a little bit more about this wine. So I did some checking around. Now I purchased this from Winestore, the wine store that I like to go to in Blakeney, North Carolina. The local folks at Winestore, they're great people, and they said, have you tried this? Because they know I like Malbecs, they know I like Pinot Noirs. I bought quite a few of them from them. And they said, you know what, we have this Malbec from Argentina. Would you like to try it? And I said, sure, I would. So I ordered one just for the show. And it's been sitting down here for a little while, but because I've had some other wines waiting in the wings. This one was waiting in the wings for a while, so to speak. So we're trying this one tonight. So this is what I found. Not a whole lot, actually, on this wine, but what I did find out was that Vivino has it listed, and it's also, I think it's on the Winestore site, at winestore-online.com. This 2017 Malbec is, it gets 4.1 stars. 26 ratings, 4.1 stars. Sounds like a pretty decent wine. Apparently this, as I was looking through it earlier, it says that I think the 2017 vintage was a very, very popular vintage. So actually, the 2015 vintage rates better than any other year for this wine. We'll see if the 2017 one. I haven't tried the 2015 one. I don't know that I can. I don't know if they're available anymore. But the 2017 one looks like it's worth trying. So maybe I do have a little scratch in that. Oh man, I hope not. The glass. Hope not. Anyway, this is my favorite glass, by the way. All right, let's give it a little swirl, and see what we've got here. Look at that. It looks like a fairly full-bodied wine, and as it goes down into the glass, it looks like it has some legs to it. It looks like it has a few tears coming down. Looks like some healthy tears. We'll see what it's like here. Let me give it a whiff. On the nose, there's a lot of fruit in this wine, and I'm getting some blackberry. Getting some blackberry. Did it say blackberry on the bottom? I think it did. I don't remember now. Did it say blackberry? Yeah. I'm smelling some blackberry on here, and it smells a little leathery. Let me find out. Let me give it a taste. Yeah. Blackberry. Some blueberry, actually, I think. I'm getting some blueberry in this wine. It's, a lot of blackberry and a little bit of blueberry. I want to say it is fairly leathery. Not bad. A little leathery. A hint of chocolate or cocoa or something in there. Let me see here. Yeah, maybe a hint of chocolate. This is a fairly bold wine, and it's about, I'd say, the medium tannins, not a lot, not heavy on the tannins, but there are some tannin in here. It is a very dry wine, though. It is quite a dry wine, quite good, and I love dry reds, I really do. And this is a dry red Malbec. So I kind of like it. Medium on, I'd say it's a little medium on the tannin. There are some in here, but I think it would probably go good with this burger. Might be okay with that smoked turkey. We're going to find out. I think so. Not bad. Now, of course, as it opens up, I can get, I might get more of something else in there. We're going to find out. So we're going to let it open up a little bit. I'll pour a little bit more, as a matter of fact. And then we'll try pairing up some food. But before we do that, let's go back to the chat, see what's going on in the chats. And, last time I was scrolling around, I didn't see anything going on in the chats. And then it turns out a lot of people were following the chat somewhere else on Facebook, and I missed a lot of the comments until later. So I'm trying to be a little bit more diligent about this tonight. Kind of quiet on YouTube, as usual, and a little bit quiet. Here's the other thing, too. During the summer, this is typical during the summer where folks will generally come into the chat later because, especially if they're on the West Coast or in the central part of the U.S. or in certain other countries that, well outside this time zone in the summertime, because 10 o'clock here on the East Coast seems like a pretty reasonable time to start every week. But during the daylight savings time, it's an hour earlier, in Central Time, and it's like 3 hours earlier on the West Coast. And it's just too early. People, like on the West Coast right now, my sister would probably be sitting down to dinner. It's 7:30. It's still really early. It's still daylight. She's not quite ready to pop a cork and open a bottle of wine just yet. Maybe she might be sitting down to dinner just about now. And 11 o'clock during the summertime, during daylight savings time, that seems to be the time that everybody gets into the chat. Now, last week, the 4th of July weekend, of course, last week, the party started going right about the time it was, I think we were about an hour or so into the show, and I promised my wife once again, it's going to be a short show. I'll be in bed early. And because I didn't think anything was going on. And then just about the time I was going to sign off, everybody jumped in. the people started getting into the chats on Twitch and Facebook and that sort of thing. And the party just started going just as I was about in. And I said, I can't stop. I can't stop it then. I can't do that. I got everybody's here. So I went ahead and kept it going for another hour. So it went pretty late. And of course, when I got done and got to bed, my wife, she, sure, you're going to end it early tonight. Right. Anyway, so that's the story of my life. CM Cinder says, looks like we've got some viewers here. How are you guys doing? And do we have some, huh? We have folks watching, but nobody actually in the chat. I don't see anything going on the chat. Is there anybody in the chat? Let's see. I'll type something in there. Let's see. Oops. It's kind of hard to type when it's kind of hard to type for me anyway. There we go. So anyway, let's go ahead and pair it with some food. So this is what we have to pair it with tonight. Camera 3 is on. Let's start off with a burger before all this food gets cold. Let's start off with the burger. This is just regular burger, hamburger meat, and we'll give this a taste. I still haven't had my teeth fixed on this side yet. Whatever tooth it is that's bothering me. I explained it last week. I'm not going to go into it this week. The dentist is still on vacation, by the way. So, the burger's good. Just a little dry now because it's been sitting here for a while. Half an hour. Nice and tasty with the burger. I like this Malbec with the burger. In fact, we had burgers tonight, and this would probably have gone very well with a full burger. Now, what I had on my burger was I had some lettuce, some raw fresh onion, a little mayo, and some guacamole. That was my burger. Guacamole burger. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to feel that in the morning. But for now, it was quite tasty. It was quite tasty, and I think it would have gone really well with this Malbec, as a matter of fact. So that is the burger. Let me clear the palate a little bit with some water. Water is important. And by the way, for those who don't know this, or are not aware of this, and for those who have said, you know what, I don't like reds, I like whites, I like reds, and the reason I don't like reds is because they give me a headache. It's a lot of that has to do with the tannin in the wine. Do this. Have some water in between a glass of wine. Have some water. Drink plenty of water, and you should not have any headache in the morning, because that will help alleviate that with the red wine. I have mentioned that before on the show, but I figured it was worth mentioning. Now, let's go back to camera 3, and let's try this with the smoked turkey. Now, once again, the smoked turkey came from Honey Baked Ham. Let me get another piece of that. It's kind of thin. There we go. Honey Baked Ham, which is really good. We have a smoked turkey from them every year around Thanksgiving. So let's try this. This is quite good, actually. These things have a honey glaze on them over the skin. Very, very good. This should be a very interesting pairing because it's smoked. Let's see. I would have this with a smoked turkey. That I would. A smoked turkey leg. In fact, if I took a bottle of this with me to the, say, the Renaissance Festival and got a big old smoked turkey leg, started chewing on it, I don't want to have this bottle of wine with me too. Or beer. Beer is good. Beer is good. And Beast on Gaming's in the chat on Twitch. Beast on Gaming says, "Hey, Rick." And hey, right back at you. Beast on Gaming, it's great to see you. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for hanging around. Please hang around. Hang around. We'll have some fun. And I may have a story or two to tell you. Maybe something that I ran across this week on, where was it? Facebook, that might be fun to talk about. Where were we? Let me check the chat one more time here on Facebook, just to make sure. Oh, Ed, and the other Ed's in the chat. Edward Panis is in the chat. So we have the two Eds in the chat. I love having the two Eds in the chat. It's always great. They're both great friends. They're both really good guys, and it's a lot of fun having them, especially when they're both here at the same time. Ed's good to see you. He says, "Hi, Rick," and hi right back at you, Ed. Glad you're here. Please stick around. By the way, Ed's been doing, you've been doing your marathon thing. He does an annual marathon. He does some running and that sort of thing. How's that going, Ed? I've been following some of that, and I think you just didn't you just complete it, or you're getting close to completing it? I think. Well, I am not a runner, but seems like a lot of my friends are, and that's fine. I like to ride my bike, but I haven't done it in so long. I got to get back on my bike. As a matter of fact, one of my friends, who was it? Oh yeah, it was. Who was it that was? I was looking at a post earlier today where someone had just had a 20-mile jaunt on a bicycle, and I was thinking to myself, "Ah, man, I really need to get back on my bike. I really, really do. I got to fix the tires on the thing first, though, but I really need to get back and start riding my bike. Yeah, trust me, I really need to do that." Okay, so anyway. Good to see you here, Ed. And both the Eds. I'm glad you're here. I was just about to try. Oh, I got to clear the palate again one more time, don't I? Okay. Cleared the palate. Palate cleared. Let's go back to camera 3. Camera 3, we have, what do we have here? We have some cheeses. Let's try it first with the cheddar. I think it should go really well with the cheddar cheese. This is kind of a regular cheddar. I'm not really sure where the cheddar came from, but it's here. Head of my plate. On my fork. So let's give that a try. And try it with the cheddar. Kind of creamy. With a little edge to it at the very end. Now this thing does not, this wine, it does not have a very long finish, but it's a very nice finish. It's very graceful, and it's fairly smooth. It's a very smooth finish to it. I like it. I like it so far. We're going to have a little bit more of this. And let's see. I'm going to clear the palate one more time, too. Tell me how things are going there with you, Ed, and I hope you and Shelley are doing really well. And for those of you who don't know, Ed and Shelley do the Selling Sarasota podcast. And they talk about real estate because they're into real estate, especially Shelley. And she is a top-notch real estate agent. So if you're looking to buy or sell a house in Sarasota, Florida, or around there, roundabout, she is the go-to person to, I can say the go-to girl? Yeah, the person to go to, the one to go to buy and sell a house. So learn more about it at their in their podcast. Their podcast is great. They have a lot of great information about real estate in general and about other things and things going on in Sarasota. I like how they really have the format down really, really well now. And I think I like this current format they have, and it's really cool. And they have a great rapport between the two of them. They are husband and wife. Of course, they have a great rapport, and I really enjoy I really enjoy listening to the podcast. I used to enjoy watching Ed do his Ed Has a Green Screen videos, and Yeah, I did used to enjoy it. The reason I don't enjoy it anymore is because he hasn't done any more lately. Hint, 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 nudge, nudge. Yeah, do some more of that. That's good. I like that. I had a lot of fun with those, watching those green screen videos, and just for fun. And I think it's a good thing to do. I know you're probably pretty busy, may not have a lot of time for it, but these days, who has time? There's just so much going on. But hey, if you get a chance, try doing that again. I like that. Ed has a green screen. Pretty fun stuff. I really enjoyed that. Anyway, so I've been looking at. Am I looking at the wrong camera? No, I've been looking at that camera. This camera's on. Sorry, folks. Okay, let's go back to camera 3. And let's go ahead and try this with the Toscano. This is the Toscano with Syrah. Toscano with Syrah. This time I'm going to go to camera 2 so I can... Oh, wait a minute. This is camera... Let's go back to this camera. There we go. So many cameras, huh? 3 camera system. There was a time when it was just a 1-camera system, and I complained about that. Now I got 3 cameras, and I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. This is good cheese, by the way. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Wow. Wow, I almost got a hint of the hamburger. I know it cleared the palate, but this cheese is good. This Toscano with Syrah is good, and it has a Syrah. Look, I'm going to show it again. This Syrah has a kind of like the edge here is the Syrah, and it's a Toscano cheese, Syrah in there. And I think the Syrah and the Malbec go all right together when they're combined together like that. So I really like that pairing. That's a very good pairing, by the way. It's pretty good. I'll have to have some more of this cheese later on. Clear the palate one more time, and let's try it now with. I'm back at camera 3. Let's try it with the Trader Joe's Double Cream Gouda. And for those who have been watching the show for any long period of time, you know that this is a premium cheese here on the Saturday Night Wine Stream because we have never had a miss with this cheese. Will we have another hit tonight? Let's find out. Good stuff. And as you know, we have had a few cheeses here, a few other foods that have been misses with some of the wines that we tried, and vice versa. That's good. Oh yeah, I like that. Really do like that. Definitely a winner again. Once again, the Trader Joe's Double Cream Gouda wins again. You know, that cheese has actually saved a couple of the wines that we tried. There were some wines that have had that really were not that great, and the cheese saved the wine. So there you go. The Double Cream Gouda is a winner all the way around in my book. But this combination with the Malbec, I like it. I like it quite a lot. So I think that's got it for we have a dessert. We have a dessert there. This is a strawberry shortcake, I believe is what it is. We're going to try that later. That's for dessert. Okay, we're going to try that later. But for now, let's go back to the chats. I'll do a birthday and some anniversaries. And Ed, you know, I think you know this person I'm going to do a birthday toast to. I believe so. It's part of our podcast family of podcasters. Let's see. Chats. Okay, so Ed, the Eds are in the chat. Let's see. Based on Gaming's in the chat. And, oh, you know what? I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything in the... Because sometimes Twitch is not scrolling for me. Looks like I'm at the bottom of the chat, but maybe not. TMI for some people, they don't really care. It's okay. I'm talking to myself on that one. So, what we have here? Oh, yes, birthday. We have one birthday. We have a lot of birthdays coming up next week. But this week, we really have one, and it's actually someone that I toasted last week on the show. But because I really technically don't have any birthdays to toast this week, at the moment, anyway, I'm going to toast her again. And look, if you know anyone who's having a birthday or an anniversary, and Shelley, it's not your anniversary yet, right? Ed Pettis? Okay. Well, for those who are having birthday, anniversary, they want to toast, let's join in and tell me. We'll toast your birthday, anniversary, whatever. In the meantime, I have one birthday to toast again. And I'm going to toast her right now. Cue the fireworks, please. Fireworks cued. And let's give a big birthday shout out to my friend Stephanie, podcaster. She's host of the Talk Tales and Trivia podcast, and also one of my favorite podcasts that she does is... okay. It looked like it was a leak in there a little bit. Okay. Oh, it might be leaking around here a little bit. No. Okay. Can't have that. All right, where was I? Oh, yes, Stephanie. Stephanie is host of Growing Uncomfortable, the Growing Uncomfortable podcast. One of my favorite podcasts I enjoy listening to. Great stuff. And I talked about it at length last week and what that meant and all that. And I'm not going to go through it now, but I just want to give Stephanie a quick shout out and another toast and say happy birthday, belated birthday, because it was on the 7th. It was on this past Wednesday the 7th of July. Happy birthday, and may you have many, 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 many more. My friend Stephanie Lee. That's really all I got for birthdays at the moment. Of course, you know what we're drinking here, right? This is the Tentadora. For those who just dropped in, it's a Tentadora 2017 Malbec. This is from Argentina. It's a very good wine. I purchased this from Winestore, winestore-online.com. I did forget to mention the pricing. Let me do that for just real quick, because I forgot to tell you where I was shopping around for this wine and how much I actually paid for it. So I did some shopping around, and where to buy? I looked around on winesearcher.com, and wine-searcher.com, and the only place that I saw it actually pretty much online was from Solano Cellars in California. And it was $15.47 a bottle, and that's excluding the sales tax. So the sales tax is considerably more, because we know, from what I understand, California has some of the highest sales taxes in the country, so it's going to be considerably more than that. And this is what I paid for it. I'll show you what I paid for it, because I've got the receipt right here. And I paid for this bottle, the 750 milliliter bottle with 14.5% ABV in it, Tentadora Malbec, I paid $12.99. $12.99. Not too bad. I mean, actually, for this tastes more like a $20 bottle of wine, if you can really rate wines by how much they cost, which you can't, because we've talked about that many times before. But it does. It tastes more like a $20 bottle of wine. And it's actually quite good. I like it so far. But we're going to let it open up some more. In fact, I'm going to open some more into the glass so it can continue to open up, to breathe. And while we're doing that, let's go back to the national days. Let's go do the national days. And let me check the chats one more time before we go there. It's chat's kind of quiet there. Anything going on YouTube? No. Okay, so let's do the national days. I've got the national days here, and you can look them up at nationaldaycalendar.com. The CEO is Marlo Anderson. He's the CEO of nationaldaycalendar.com. And July 10th, which is today, for another hour and 10 minutes. July 10th is National Cleary Day. Is it Cleary? National Cleary Day. Now, I had no idea what this was. I had to look it up. So I'm going to read this from nationaldaycalendar.com, and it tells me all about National Cleary Hue Day. National Cleary Hue Day on July 10th of each year. National Cleary Hue Day in the United States celebrates a poem style created by Edmund Cleary Hue Bentley. His 4-line biographical poem offers a brief, though whimsical approach to poetry. An English novelist and humorist, Edmund Cleary Hue Bentley, who lived from July 10th, 1875 to March 30th, 1956, created the first ever Cleary Hue at the age of 16. So this is what a Cleary Hue poem, and I'm reading this from I'm getting this directly from nationaldaycalendar.com. So here's the first Cleary Hue. I guess that's how it's pronounced. Cleary Hue? Cleary Hue? Okay, so it's so basically it's defined, it has a set of rules. Before I read this, there are a set of rules for making a Cleary Hue, and the rules are, it has to have 4 lines. It's a 4-line poem. It has to contain rhyming couplets, AABB rhyming couplets. It has to include the person's name in the first line. And there's a reason for that. It's because this is kind of a satirical, kind of a roasting poem, if you know what I mean, for roasting someone. The other rule is you have to say something about that person. And I guess it can be good, or it can be bad, or it could be neutral. I don't know. But the one that, from what I've heard, is that a lot of these poems are a little bit more to roast somebody rather than just something friendly. But the 5th rule is that there are 5 rules here. The 5th rule is it has to be humorous. It's supposed to be a funny poem. So it's sort of like a limerick. It's supposed to be like a limerick, but it's a 4-line funny poem. So here is his first poem that he created, and the first poem goes: Sir Humphrey Davy abominated gravy. He lived in the odium of having discovered sodium. This is humorous. It's humorous. Okay. So, and of course, this was not necessarily something that was unique to this man Bentley. It's just other poets had been doing something along these lines, but other people have done these kind of poems, and they kind of poke fun. They kind of they're satirical. They satirize people. And it can be a real person. It can be a made-up person. And there's another one. You just have to be careful that you got to make sure that if you're going to write something satirical about somebody real, that I think you got to be careful about that. Some people can't take a joke, as they said on their website. But there's another one here, but I'm not going to read that one. It's that's a little bit more in line with the roasting kind of thing. So that's a Cleary Hue. So there's National Cleary Hue Day. Today is also National Kitten Day. National Kitten Day. You like kittens? I like kittens. I've got a funny story about a kitten. No, I'm not going to tell that one. I got another funny story about a cat, but it's only funny in the sense that it's poking fun at me and my friends, and the cat who got the high hand on that one. So anyway, maybe I'll save that one for later too. Okay, and much later. What else we have here? Okay, National Pina Colada Day. Today is National Pina Colada Day. So if you are drinking a pina colada, drink up. It's National Pina Colada Day. I do not have a pina colada, but I do have a glass of wine. Here's the National Pina Colada Day. I like pina coladas. Do you like pina coladas? Or getting caught in the... Okay, yeah. I could get in trouble for doing that, right? Because there'll be ASCAP or somebody will be knocking on my door, or BMI or somebody. Hey, you can't be doing that. You can't be reciting lines from songs. This is what we've come to, folks. This is what the world has come to. You can't do anything anymore without facing litigation or facing some kind of copyright strike or trademark violation or something anymore, right? Okay, let's not go there. I'm getting off my soapbox on that. Okay, National Pina Colada Day. Tomorrow, July 11th, 2021, is National Cheer Up the Lonely Day. Know anybody who's lonely? Are you lonely? I hope you're not. I hope you're not. Look, if you're lonely, you are among friends here. So join in the chat. Tell me how you're doing. You are among friends here. CM Cinder says, me, I'm lonely. Don't be lonely. You are here among friends. You're here among family. You should not be lonely. Please, don't be lonely. Here's to National Cheer Up the Lonely Day. This is for you, CM Cinder. Cheer up the lonely. Here's to National Cheer Up the Lonely Day. Okay. National Rainier Cherry Day. It's National, I love cherries. National Rainier Cherry Day. Is it Rainier? Rainier, it's Rainier. It's raining cherries. National Rainier Cherry Day. Tomorrow is also National Blueberry Muffin Day. So, if you're planning breakfast, add some blueberry muffins to it. I love blueberry muffins with a little butter on it. Here's a National Blueberry Muffin Day. Gee, do we have any blueberry muffin mix in the house? Maybe it's time for blueberry muffins tomorrow, because tomorrow is National Blueberry Muffin Day. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. That was my Monty Python reference. Yeah, I know. Actually, it's it's All-American Pet Photo Day. All-American Pet Photo Day. Just take a photo with your pets. I'll drink to that. All-American Pet Photo Day. We take a lot of photos of our pet. My son's dog, Cosmo. As a matter of fact, he's going out tomorrow to get some shots. Not to get shot. No, it's time for his shots. Okay, we keep up with his shots. We're gonna have him get his shots tomorrow. So he'll be up to, he'll have his papers, everything is in order, right? National American Pet Photo. It's All American Pet Photo Day. Okay, I'll drink to that. Oh! Did you know what else tomorrow is? Do you like mojitos? Do you like mojitos? Do you love mojitos? Are you having a mojito now? It is National Mojito Day. Tomorrow is National Mojito Day. Come to think of it, maybe I should make some mojitos tomorrow. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Here's to National Mojito Day. I'll drink to that. And it's also National 7-Eleven Day. Now, did you know that we're talking about 7-Eleven, the corner 7-Eleven? Did you know that 7-Eleven had their own day? National 7-Eleven Day. All right, whatever. I'll drink to that. I think that'll do it for the national days. I did not put the wave on there for that, but I don't think it's needed. All right, let's get back to the chat here. Beast on Gaming says, fun fact, although obviously nobody enforces it, the Happy Birthday song is copyrighted. Well, interesting story to that, Beast on Gaming. Yes and no. Yes and no. Actually, more no now than yes. CM Cinder says, oh yeah, forgot about that copyright being a thing. Beast on Gaming says, I think there's free Slurpees on 7-Eleven Day. Is there free Slurpees on 7-Eleven Day? Well, then I'll drink to that. Who can't pass up a free Slurpee? You may be absolutely correct about that, because it seems to me that I recall that they did free Slurpees, and it was on 7-Eleven Day. Yeah, I think you are correct on that. Here's to free Slurpees on 7-Eleven Day. Ooh. Oh, yes. 7-Eleven Day. I'll drink to that. Okay, Beast on Gaming, there's something I want to come back to you on for just a moment. Let me go back to... boy, this thing's touchy today. Let me get back to Facebook for just a moment. Okay, everything's cool. All right, let's see. On the other Facebook page, that looks kind of quiet. See, I've got two Facebook pages going here. And, of course, that's YouTube, quiet. But we're back on Twitch. Now, Beats on Gaming. I wanted to touch base with you on this. When you mentioned the fun fact, although obviously nobody enforces it, the Happy Birthday song is copyrighted. Well, yes and no. See, here's the thing, is that the Happy Birthday song, they did try to copyright it. They did copyright the Happy Birthday song. And it was, in some cases, they did attempt to enforce it. However, it was some years ago, I want to say about 4 or 5 years ago now. This was always contentious because there was an ongoing debate as to whether it really was copyrightable, because the people who attempted to copyright it apparently really didn't. This was a song that was made before but by somebody that was supposed to be. It was supposed to be free and public domain. And then it was copyrighted, and this was met with a lot of pushback and a lot of contention. So, I'm losing my voice here for a minute. All right. So what happened was, about 4 or 5 years ago, this finally became so contentious that it was taken to court. And because some people were getting sued for singing a Happy Birthday song and being faced with copyright violations, and they said, no, this is a public domain song. And the people who allegedly held the copyright said, no, it's a copyrighted song. You owe us some money, lots of money. And so this wound up going to court. And I think I want to say that a couple of big organizations got from. I want to say the Electronic Frontier Foundation, I think, or a couple of other activist pro public domain and whatever, free Creative Commons and that sort of thing, licensing parties got involved. I think I think it was the EFF. I think they got involved. I think don't quote me on that, but there were. Memory serves me, at least 1 or 2 of these organizations got involved, and they took it to court, and it was deemed that it is indeed public domain. They struck down basically, I think they kind of threw out the lawsuit by the copyright holder, and then the courts deemed, I want to say it went up to the Supreme Court, I'm not absolutely sure, but the courts deemed that it is indeed public domain. So now the Happy Birthday song is public domain, and it is free to sing, and without any fear of litigation or copyright violation now. So it is free and legal to sing the Happy Birthday song. Now, if you don't believe me, don't take my word for it. I'm not a lawyer, and I don't play one on TV, although I watch a lot of lawyer shows on TV. You can look it up, and check it out for yourselves. Always verify this stuff for yourself anyway. Just don't take anybody's word for something. Look it up and do some research. Do some real research. Delve into the whole thing and learn the truth. The truth is out there. Oops. Am I facing another copyright violation? I can't even play the theme music to X-Files, can I? Okay. I don't want to get in trouble there. All right. So I can't do any. See, this is the problem. I like to have fun doing song and movie references and references to famous lines in movies and lines in songs. I love doing that. It's a lot of fun. And it's getting difficult to do anything like that. You can't do it now on a live stream because you always worry about being faced with some sort of copyright strike or something. It's getting to the point where it's beyond ridiculous. It's just getting beyond ridiculous. And okay, I'm getting on my soapbox again. So anyway, let's go back to the chat for just a moment. And Beast on Gaming says, imagine some little kid's birthday party at the park and they start singing, then suddenly there's sirens and a SWAT team charges out of a van and puts everyone under arrest. Yeah, well, I think that has been, that could happen. It probably has happened at some point somewhere. That could happen. I wouldn't, yeah, it's quite possible. These days, it's gotten way out of control. It really has. So, and people just don't. Nobody has a sense of humor anymore. People have forgotten how to laugh at themselves and just have fun with each other, and it's just it's sad. It's really sad. Anyway, so I'm getting on my soapbox again. All right, I was going to tell you about something I saw on was it YouTube? Oh no, comments on YouTube. That's what I have it on here. See on my notes. I'm trying to follow my show notes a little bit tonight. Okay, so I have some comments from YouTube on some previous episodes of Drink with Rick that I'd like to read to you because I don't want to ignore anybody there, and they've left, some of them left some really nice comments, very interesting comments. The first one, I'm going to read this one here. It's from Larry. This one's from Larry, and am I looking at the wrong? I'm looking at the right one. Okay. Larry is responding to one of the, and I can't remember which one it is now, but Larry says, Triad area of North Carolina here, love me some Pinots, especially Oregon varieties. For Central California, this is pretty comparable. And he was commenting on one of the Pinots, and I can't remember which one it was now, but it was one from a while back. I have one here from this one's from Cameron. Cameron, he's responding to, I think, the Clos du Bois 2016 Zinfandel tasting and review episode that we did for the Clos du Bois episode. He says, it says at the bottom left of the front label, faint and small lettering. I was looking for the, I think I was looking for the year and, or the, it was the vintage and the, or the alcohol content, and he found it on the bottom left of the front label, faint and small lettering. It was too small for me to see, but apparently he found it. And this one comes from Jay. Jay says he's responding to the Childress Vineyard Cellar Select 3 Rosé that we did last week. And he says celebrity wines are always an interesting thing. And they are, and that it is a celebrity wine, the Childress Vineyards wine. And that's not the first one we've had, the Richard Childress wines, who, of course, Richard Childress, as I mentioned before, we reviewed that one last week. It was actually a pretty decent wine. That was, I like the red better, by the way. He had the 3 red wine that we reviewed some months earlier, I think it was the end of last year. I think, or the very beginning of this year on the show. And the red was actually pretty good. It was actually pretty decent. And the white was, it was a rosé. That was the rosé that we tried last week. It was actually fairly decent. It took a little while to open up. I wasn't sure I was going to like it at first. I wasn't, the first taste was a little odd, but as it opened up and as I got into the bottle, it actually started to taste pretty good. And yes, celebrity wines are always kind of interesting because, sometimes with celebrity wines, sometimes they get really, really involved. Like Richard Childress, he has his own vineyard here in North Carolina, and he grows grows the grapes there. He has like 20 different varieties, 15 different varieties, I think is what he said. They mix them all together. By the way, I did get a response from Childress Vineyards. I said I'd try to contact them about what was in this wine, and they responded. They still didn't tell me what was in the wine, but they did respond to me after the show. After the show, they had came back and responded to me. So he gave me a really nice response, and talking about the wines and that sort of thing. But they still didn't tell me what was in the wine. They didn't tell me which grapes were in the wine, which is what I was asking them. I asked them, what specific grapes are in this rosé? Still didn't answer the question, but it was a nice response, but I really would have liked to have had my question answered. Anyway, so That's from the Richard Childress Vineyards. That was on their Facebook page. Anyway, those are the comments that I got from YouTube. Look, you can send me comments. You can leave comments on YouTube or on Facebook or on any of the videos anytime, and I'll respond. Be happy to respond. And once again, you can actually respond on the website itself at drinkwithrick.com, and I will respond. Really, and I'll read them on the show. If they're, especially if they're pithy or humorous and nice. Be nice. You can be critical of something and still be nice about it. Okay, right. All right. That's all I'm saying. Just seriously, I will take your criticisms. It's quite all right. Constructive criticisms, and just be nice about it. That's all. All right. Where were we? Let me check the chats one more time again. And anything going on? Bill likes my video. Bill likes the video we're watching right now, and I hope you're watching. I hope you stop in the chat, Bill, and say hi. It's been a long since I've seen you. My good friend Bill Horton, and he's a former WOFL. I haven't had enough of this. He's a former WOFL alumni. It's 14.5% alcohol by volume. Yes, it is. He's a former WOFL alumni, good friend. I've known him for many, many years. A really nice guy. So Beeson Gaming says, whoa, did you just say the? I believe that word was featured in Ed Sheeran's song. Yeah. Seems like every word is copyrighted these days, isn't it? It seems like every word is copyrighted these days. I hope not. It's it is getting utterly ridiculous what's going on out there with copyrights and that kind of thing. Anyway, so what do we have? Oh yeah, I was going to tell you about something I ran across on Facebook yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah. So yesterday I came across. Anybody know any celebrities? Okay, I'm going to ask you this question. This is a pretty loaded question, I think. Okay, so I came across this Facebook post, and some of my friends actually responded to it. And the post asked this question: who is the most famous person you have ever spoken to? And it sort of, I don't know, it sort of caught me off guard for a minute, and then it sort of kind of, I didn't really want. I was just going to scroll past it, and then I started, and then just for fun, I just started kind of reading some of the comments, just I was bored. And people were telling me how they met this person, this famous person, or this celebrity, or that famous person, or that, and they were all getting a lot of likes and loves and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, I really don't care about this. I really don't care. There was a time when I was younger that, a lot of people who didn't. You'd meet somebody famous, and it was like, and then, and then over the years, I've become a lot more, I don't want to say cynical. I've become more realistic about it, more reflective and a little more realistic about it. And I'm thinking to myself, why is that important? Why is that important to anybody? Why would that really impress anybody? Meeting famous people. Okay, it's kind of fun to meet somebody who's famous, I guess. A celebrity of sorts. But then I got to thinking, especially these days, with so many of these celebrities seem like they're so full of themselves that it's just kind of turned me off to that sort of thing. It really has. And I'm not looking, here's the thing. I'm not looking to be famous. I'm not doing this to become famous. And I really don't want to be famous. And I've said this before on the show. If there was a way I could do this, and I've been podcasting for about 15 years now. And, oh man, in July? Oh, you know what? That is. I've been since 2006. Yeah, I've been Oh, wait a minute. I think I have another anniversary to toast. It's my own anniversary. I started podcasting 15 years ago. This is to me. Happy anniversary to me. It's my podcast anniversary. I completely forgot about that. I totally forgot. No, this was not. This was not on the show notes. It was not scripted or anything. I totally forgot about it. It just occurred to me. Wait a minute. I started. Actually, it started in June, I think. So I actually missed my anniversary. So it's been a little over 15 years. But 15 years ago, I started podcasting. See, that's important to me, right? Kinda, not really. It's kind of neat that I've been podcasting for 15 years. For a lot of people that I go to meet at places like Podfest and things like that, they say, wow, you've been podcasting for 15 years? That's pretty cool. Wow, that's pretty amazing. You must be famous. Right. No. But that's not my aim in podcasting anyway. The reason I got into podcasting, and yes, I came from television. I did some stuff on TV. I did some on-air stuff on TV. I did voice work on TV. I did a little bit of acting. I did some other stuff, and I've been, for the last over 10 years, I've been one of the spokespeople for By Two-Way Radios, as you know. Put out well over 100 videos for radios, two-way radios, and I've done a lot of podcasts, done hundreds of podcasts, and people, some of these videos, some of these podcasts have had thousands, tens of thousands of podcasts that had tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of listens. My videos, some of the videos that I do for my day job have had tens, maybe 100,000 in some cases of views. I blog on there, so a lot of the people there that are into radios know me. They know who I am. I am one of the faces of the company. Okay, so I guess in a way, in some ways, I guess there's a little bit of fame there. Okay, but that's not why I'm doing any of this, and I had no interest in it. Fame, and some people, that's what they want to do. That's their aspiration. We've talked about this before. That's their whole aspiration, is to become rich and famous. And you know that when they say rich and famous, they're not intertwined. That's why there's an and in there. There's rich and there's famous. They're two different things. And some people who become rich become famous. Other people become famous and they are dirt poor. They don't become rich at all. They're dirt poor. And the case in point, there are a lot of people in the music industry that are famous musicians, and they don't have a dime to their name. There are a lot of rich people out there that we don't even know about. We don't even know their names because they stay out of the limelight. They stay out of the spotlight. Somebody asked me, they were talking about Richard Branson, who wants to go up into space along with the other guy whose name we won't mention. I won't mention his name, and there's a reason why. If you've been watching the show, there's somebody that I try not to make a big deal out of. So I'm not going to mention his name. He was the CEO of, until recently, just the CEO of Amazon. Okay. Okay, it's Jeff Bezos. Okay, yeah, right. I try to be nice about it. All right. So anyway, I didn't say anything derogatory. Okay. Now, hopefully Amazon won't take down my show again, like they did briefly some time back. But I'm trying to be good here. I'm trying to be good. So, and somebody asked, well, who's Richard Branson? I knew who he was because I kind of keep up with some of this stuff, but a lot of people don't know who he is. But he's a billionaire. There are a lot of billionaires and a lot of millionaires out there that people don't know, but it depends on where who you are, who you keep up with, and what industries you keep up with, and things like that, as to whether or not you really know who these people are or not. You've seen a lot of these man on the street videos in the past where, they ask people questions like who's the vice president and who's the secretary of state and all that. And then a lot of these people can't even answer the questions. And some of them voted for some of these people, right? And they can't even answer the questions who's running the country. It's because it's not in that's not their wheelhouse. That's not what they're focusing on. They're focusing on their day-to-day lives. So when it comes to fame, to me, I guess what I'm trying to explain here is that I think it's relative. It's not, fame is not a particularly meaningful thing really in the big picture. I mean, I've met a few famous people in my day, more than a few famous people in my day, working in some of the industries that I've worked in. But it's not something that's particularly meaningful to me. Okay, sometimes it's fun to kind of, say, hey, I met so and so one time to my kids, but I don't really make a big deal out of it because fame is relative. I mean, it's relative, and it's relative to the circle of influence that you're in, and in the interests in which you reside, and outside of that circle of influence, outside of those interests, it's kind of meaningless, right? I mean, here, case in point. Okay, I mentioned somebody, I didn't mention by name earlier, but I mentioned a friend of mine at the beginning of the show who had just posted his 20-mile cycling thing, right? This person is a fellow podcaster, is Dave Jackson. Okay, Dave Jackson. Dave Jackson is a big name, very, very well-known name in the podcast industry. Now, if I just mention Dave, or Dave Jackson, his full name, Ed would know who Dave is. Ed knows. I'm saying Ed, I mean Ed Panis. That Ed knows who Dave Jackson is. A lot of my other podcasting friends, a lot of those who are watching now know who Dave Jackson is, or have heard of him, or know him personally, or have been friends with him for a long time, or know him by face, or just by name, taking his courses, things like that. Seen him do his talks and things like that at various podcast conventions and things like that. Outside of that sphere of influence, outside of, say, the podcast world, who knows who Dave Jackson is? If I mention Dave Jackson, there are a lot of Dave Jacksons out there, and who knows which one that Dave Jackson is. So that if fame is a relative thing. It just depends. So to me, as I've grown older, I've realized, especially as I've grown older, and I'm from a different era, completely different generation of say, TV watchers and movie fans and movie aficionados and things like that. Outside of that, it's kind of meaningless. Like, for instance, if I said that I met Humphrey Bogart, and I didn't, okay? I never met Humphrey Bogart, okay? It would be kind of fun to meet Humphrey Bogart, I guess, but never met him, okay? In fact, he passed away when I was young. Never met Humphrey Bogart, okay? But here's another example. The other day, I mentioned Humphrey Bogart to my kids. Oh yeah, I mentioned The African Queen and a couple of other movies to my kids, and they're like, "Who's that?" I don't know. I don't care. It's like I could drop a name of a famous person to my kids, and they would like, never heard of them. I have no idea. I don't know. It doesn't impress me. It's completely meaningless. Okay? If I'd met somebody like, I don't know, say Adam or Moses or somebody like that, and most everybody knew who Moses was, or Adam, that kind of thing. But if somebody didn't, it wouldn't mean anything to them. They wouldn't know Adam from Adam. They wouldn't know Moses from Adam. Anyway. So so that, that once again, it's all matter of perspective and all relative. So when you think about it, being famous, and I have absolutely no aspirations to fame. I'm not doing this to be famous. I'm doing this because I enjoy what I'm doing, and I'm trying to accomplish other things. I have other goals and aspirations for podcasting or doing video or whatever I'm doing, and it's just plain fun. I enjoy it. This Saturday Night Wine Stream, I'm doing this because it's fun. I'm just having a great time, and I'm here with my friends. I'm here with all my friends, and as long as I know my friends know me, and that's enough for me. That's all I need. That's enough for me. But outside of that, I don't want to be famous. I don't care. If there was a way for me to do this without being famous, that's what I'd like to do. If I can do this without the fame involved, and I'm not famous, come on, and I likely never would be, but I don't want to be famous. I just want to have fun doing what I'm doing. I just want to enjoy this, and that's it. That's good enough for me. And for those who actually are aspiring to be famous, who are trying to be famous, or want to, rub elbows with famous people and get to meet famous people and be part of that famous celebrity in-crowd kind of thing. The question is, why? What's the purpose? What's the point? I mean, is that all there is to your life? Because that isn't much, to be honest. And I'm not trying to diss anybody who likes to do that, but I do know people who are celebrity hounds, and that's their whole goal in life, is to go out and meet as many famous people as possible, get as many autographs as possible, hobnob with them, and show them off to everybody. Like, look at me, I know a lot of famous people. It's like every chance they get, they're like, well, I met so-and-so, and they're name dropping. Oh, I know so-and-so. And when so-and-so and I got together, and here's a picture of me with so-and-so. I don't care. It means nothing to me. It doesn't. I don't know. Do you know how easy it is to go out and buy an autograph with somebody at a sci-fi convention or something, and that person signing those things, I can tell you, for the most part, the person signing those autographs or getting those photo ops you're another fan. That's fine, but you're one in a million fans out there. Come on, let's be realistic about that. No, I don't know. And I'm not trying to burst your bubble or dash your dishes here. I'm just being honest. That's all. I'm just being honest. There are a lot more important things in life than pursuing celebrities or pursuing celebrity status. That's all. It's a matter of grounding yourself, and I'm not, like I said, it's not. I'm not trying to dissuade anybody. I'm not trying to be negative about any of this. What I'm trying to do is say, ground yourself a little bit. There are some really important things going on in the world, and that's not one of them. I'll be honest, that's not one of them. So, CM Center says there's a certain color of pink that was copyrighted or something by the people that made Barbie dolls. Yeah, it seems like I remember something like that. I do remember something along those lines. It sure got quiet when I started into my thing there. It didn't mean to be a rant, but it was just something that just caught my eye on Facebook, and I was just sort of really got me how many people responded, and how fast they responded, and how quick they would respond with, I met this person, I met that person. I was okay, all right, that's fine, but I don't care. I really don't. It doesn't impress me. It does. You know what impresses me is what kind of person you are. And if you're a celebrity of any sort, what impresses me most, if I meet you, is are you a good person? Are you a good person, and what are you doing with your life? that's meaningful. That impresses me. Okay, and there are some people there that have impressed me. People that have done some great things in their lives, that have done some fantastic things in their lives, and that impresses me. And I study them sometimes because I say, you know what, that's a role model for me to go off and do something that is impressive also, motivates me. That motivates me to do something for me. Not motivates me to go off and meet them and say, oh, I know this person because he's a great person. But no, I study them because it motivates me to make me a better person and to try to improve my life and the lives of others around me. That's really what that's about. You know, I did have some other examples here. I was gonna. Yeah, I've met a few famous people. Have you met famous people? Have you met famous people in your life or celebrities? And do you follow them around? I know one guy who that's all he does is post stuff about famous people that he's met and pictures of him with them and all that kind of stuff. And I'm about ready to unfollow him just because it's kind of all about. I'm great because I met all these famous people. No, you're not. If you're a great person, if you're a great person, if you're a good person, that in my book makes you a great person. Not because you've met all these other great people that actually are not so great, because a lot of them are flawed. Just like the rest of us, we're all flawed. Okay, so that's my rant for tonight. Okay, am I going too far down in the deep end on this? Too far in the weeds on it? What does anybody else think? I want some feedback on this, good or bad and indifferent or whatever. I'm trying to provoke some thought here. It's thought-provoking. I'm trying to provoke some thought and some debate. Friendly debate, good debate. This is wine drinking debate, right? This is the kind of debate you have when you're drinking wines with friends and you're not talking about, because we don't talk about politics, we don't talk about religion on the show. We talk about things that are a little bit more that bring people together, not tear apart, but bring people together. So tell me what you think about this, what your opinion is on it. I don't think that, to be honest, I don't think there are a lot of people in here that would really completely disagree with me if they thought about it a lot. But if you do, tell me. Respectfully, of course, and I'll respect your opinion. If you disagree with me, I will I absolutely will respect your opinion on that. I may not agree with your opinion on it, but I will certainly respect it. Because everybody's entitled to their opinion on it, right? And that's my opinion. That's only my opinion. My opinion on celebrity status. Okay. And yes, I've met more than a few celebrities in my day, and they wouldn't remember me, and a lot of them aren't even around anymore. I tried dropping that to some of my kids a while back, and they were like, who's that? I don't know. So, and then you kind of walk away holding a picture of yourself with some celebrity or something that's signed and for you, and it was like, oh well, that didn't impress them, because it doesn't. It really doesn't. So I think if there are no other objections, I think that's got it. But I am going to tell you how to win a free bottle of wine. No celebrity stuff involved here. I'm going to tell you you can win a free bottle of wine for July 2021. Go to howtopickawine.com. Howtopickawine.com. Look, this is not a paid endorsement, by the way. It's not a paid endorsement. I like to win a free bottle of wine. This is a wine show, and I'd like for you to have a chance to win a free bottle of wine. I really do, because I want you to win a free bottle of wine. So here's your chance to do it. If you want to do it, you don't have to. There's no rule that says you have to, but there are some rules to follow if you do. And I'm going to read these rules to you. If you go to howtopickawine.com, the free giveaway rules for the month of July, and I'm reading this directly from Frank Romian's website. He says, I will run the contest for the month. This is Frank talking, not me. I run the contest for the month and put everyone who participated into a randomizer to select the winners. The more people that enter, the more wine I give out. In addition, I want to thank all of you for your support, and this is the best way I know how. Sorry, but you have to be living in the 48 states on the U.S. mainland to participate. Disclaimer, you are considered 21 or older if you enter. Now, here's how you win. This is how you win. Now, he's got 4 ways to do this, okay? You can have 4 chances to win. The first chance is if you join his Facebook groups. It's How to Pick a Wine, Italian Wines, Food, Travel, and Culture. Join those groups. That gives you an entry. You follow him on Instagram at How to Pick a Wine. That gives you a second entry. Scroll down on his website, scroll down to subscribe to my blog via email. That gives you a third entry. And if you hit like on his post on howtopickawine.com for the July 2021 giveaway, that gives you a fourth entry. Now, he says if you're already doing those things, or if you've done them in the past for the other giveaways, because you've been giving away wine for the last, so far, every month this year. If you're already doing that, send him a private message and your name, and he will enter you into the drawing. So that's how to win a free bottle of wine, July 2021. So good stuff, good stuff. All right, once again, this is what we've been drinking. This is the Tentadora 2017 Malbec. I'm liking this a lot. As it opens up a little more, I'm liking this even more. This is a good wine, actually. I think it's definitely a $20 bottle of wine, but I only paid $12.99 for it at winestore-online.com. And no, they didn't pay me either, and I bought this bottle of wine, okay? I am going to tell you something also. I'm going to give you another freebie here. As you know, this is hurricane season we're in. You know where I'm going with this, right? If you watch regularly, so I'll get you through it really quick. I keep my radios. I'm into radios, and I keep my weather radio here. One of them. This is one of my weather radios. It's a really cool weather radio, and it has a hand crank on it, so I can get some emergency power if the batteries go dead. And there's several ways to do it. It's also, and if it's dark, because it has a solar power. It has solar power on it to charge up the radio with. This is a weather radio. Gets NOAA weather radios. There's 7 NOAA weather channels, and most of them are available all across the United States and somewhat in Canada, and someplace in Canada. And the NOAA Weather Service, whenever there's an alert, a tornado, or an earthquake, or a hurricane or something. We had Hurricane Elsa come through here last week, or not through here. We got some of the rain from it, but it hit Florida pretty bad. And there are going to be more, because they're saying it's going to be a very active, more active than normal weather season for hurricane season. Get yourself an emergency kit together, please. This is very, very important. Get yourself an emergency preparedness kit together. Go to ready.gov, ready.gov. That's a government website. You'll see a list of emergency preparedness. You click the Be Prepared link, preparedness kit link, and you'll see a list. And the third item on the list is a two-way radio or an emergency weather radio. It says a radio. It says a hand crank radio or an emergency, and it doesn't say or. It says and an emergency weather radio. And of course, if you have all in one, that's even better. If you go to buytwowayradios.com, that's buytwowayradios.com, and you get a weather radio from there. You can use the promo code WINESHOW. Oops. Square guy. How did that get up there? Beast on Gaming, you didn't see that, did you? Maybe you did. There we go. That's wrong. That's an old one. Happy birthday to the square guy, but that was earlier this month. Earlier last month, I should say, actually. So if you go to buytwowayradios.com, BuyTwoWayRadios.com. Use the promo code WINESHOW, WINESHOW. At checkout, you can save 5% off your order. You can save a whole 5% off your order on anything. And it could be weather radios, GMRS, FRS radios, ham radios, business radios, marine radios, airband radios, scanners, any kind of radios, or radio accessories. That promo code is good for all of that on your total order at checkout at BuyTwoWayRadios.com. Now, for full disclosure, I am the product manager for Buy Two Way Radios. I don't make any more money on this. This is just something I'm doing because my boss said, get yourself a promo code. Here's a promo code for your viewers and your listeners for Drink with Rick on the Saturday Night Wine Stream, and they can save 5%. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just passing this along to you. I'm not making any extra for it. I do my day job. I get paid for doing my day job. This is not part of my day job. This is just something I'm doing for fun. And they're not paying for me for this, okay? So that's for full disclosure. Anyway, so I think it's time to close it up unless we have anything else going on. I mean, chat's been kind of quiet. I know people are going to just start jumping in the chat. Beast on Gaming says, it's okay, Rick. I'll only judge you a little bit for it. Are you talking about for for the little snafu I had there, the little mix-up I did with the lower third? I know, and that's how much I love the square guy. That's how much I love that square guy. I keep a lower third with his happy birthday wish on it. Right there, I clicked on I turned on the wrong lower third, but there it is. CM Center says it is late after all. Yes, it is. It is late. And so I think it's about time to close this up for the night. Wow. I'm really glad we have this time to get... Well, wait a minute. That's another song lyric. If you watch the old Carol Burnett show, and she's another celebrity I never met, okay? Never met her. Although she is one that's still around, I think, as I understand. I think she's still around. I see her doing promos for Me TV. She's still around. But I like to watch the old Carol Burnett show. It's a lot of fun. But I'm an old fogey anyway, so, you know. Anyway. Where were we? Okay, so I think that's got it for tonight. We're... Once again, we've been drinking this, the Tentadora Malbec, 2017 Malbec. I'm going to give you my final review on it right now. This is a 2017 Malbec from Argentina, and I love a good wine from Argentina. And I can tell you, without a doubt, this is a good wine from Argentina. I really like this wine. It went well with all of this. Oh, you know what? There is one thing I haven't tried it with yet. I haven't tried it with this. This is this still good? Even though this is whipped cream on it. So, okay, this is a strawberry shortcake. Let's try it with that. We've got a moment. Let's try it with that. Strawberry shortcake. No, my wife didn't. She bought this one, but it's actually quite good. Sugar rush, sugar rush. Need a lower third for that or something in the background going sugar rush. Actually pretty good. Look, red wines and white wines, a lot of them go really, really well with desserts. So this was not unexpected. It actually worked really well. I rather enjoyed it. It was good. It's good. So I think that does it then, right? We've checked it all out. We've checked them all out. We had it with the strawberry shortcake. I tried it with the burger. It was good with the burger, actually. It was pretty good. I didn't know what to expect with the smoked turkey, but it actually worked really well with the smoked turkey. All the cheeses, it worked really well with with all the cheeses, including the cheddar and this is the Toscano with Syrah and the double cream Gouda from Trader Joe's, which is always a winner. It went well with all of those. It is about $15.29 or so that I've seen online for this bottle of wine. I picked it up at not Total Wine, sorry. I picked it up, last week's wine oh no, it was a week before. I picked it up from winestore-online.com, Winestore in North Carolina, and they had it for what did I pay for it? $12.99 for a bottle, which was a pretty decent deal, because I really do think this is a $20 bottle of wine, at least. It's a very good, I'm impressed with this wine. It's really good wine, and I highly recommend it. So, that's my final review on the Tentadora wine, the Malbec. So I think that's got it for tonight. And any other final thoughts from anyone in the chat before we go? Any other final thoughts? Everybody's so quiet. Unless I'm missing something somewhere, I think we got it. Anything else going on Twitch? Well, I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. I really do. As always, it's just a pleasure to be here with you. I'm not just saying that. I really do mean it. You all mean a lot to me, and I just doing 120 episodes here and having people here with me, just sitting around chatting, just having a good time on Saturday night. I think that's really awesome. It's just really awesome, and it's humbling. I'm really humbled by your help and support, and going. If you want to support me further, you can buy me coffee. There's a link to it on the website where you can buy me coffee, or 2 or 3 or 5 or something. But you don't have to. There's no obligation to do that. And if you can't afford it, please don't do that, because you need to eat more than I need to entertain you, okay? But thank you. I really appreciate you being here. I want to thank my good friend Ed. If you're still there, I know you could only stay for the first hour or so, and it's getting on towards, it's a little after the first hour. So Ed, if you're there, if you're not, it's okay. It's all good. I hope you have a great week, by the way. It's always good to see you, my friend, Ed Anthony. And thank you for being here with me tonight. My lovely wife, Chi, as always, and thank you for the wonderful dish that you prepared for me to pair everything with. And Ed Panis, the other Ed, the two Eds, Ed Panis, thank you for being here as well. It's always an honor to have you here, my friend. And I hope you and Shelley are doing very well and doing fine. I'll be hearing some more from you guys in the next episode of Selling Sarasota. But check it out, by the way, folks. Even if you don't live around Sarasota, check it out. It's a fun show, Selling Sarasota. And of course, everybody who was with me on the chat tonight. CM Cinder, thank you for being here. Beast on Gaming, it's always great to see you, my friend. Thank you for being here. And don't tell that square guy I'm still celebrating his birthday in my lower thirds. Or you can, it's okay. I'm sure he'd appreciate it, but thank you for being here. It's always great to see you, my friend. And anyone else who is watching, and Bill Horton, Bill who wasn't there, and Kathy Mark Miller. Bill, thank you for being here and hanging around, watching and liking everything that's going on. And everyone else who was watching tonight and did not comment, it's okay. It's okay. But see, I don't like talk. I would rather talk about you and me and stuff that you're doing rather than talk about me. Okay, I'm talking about me as filler. Okay, my stories and my things and my rants and whatever, it's filler. If you guys are talking about stuff or asking about stuff or whatever, that's what I'd rather do than talk about myself. Okay, but I'm glad you're here. Glad you stuck it out. Thank you for being here. Look, I want to remind everybody, please, during the week, do not drink and drive. Drink in the comfort of your home, your apartment, your hotel, wherever you are, your dwelling, whatever it is, okay? Your log cabin in the woods. I don't know where you are, but please do not drink and drive. Call a Uber, call a Lyft, call a cab. And yes, if you are on top of the mountain top seeking guidance from some wise old man up there, and you're watching from there, please still do not drink and drive. Do not drink and climb down from that mountain, okay? There's a story, okay? There's a story, and sometime I'll read it, but I'm not going to do it tonight. Anyway, please stay where you, the bottom line is stay where you are, okay? If you've been drinking, don't drive. Call an Uber, call a Lyft, call a cab, call a friend, or just stay put. Please don't text and drive either, because it's also distracted driving. It's very bad. Because I really do care about you, and I want you to have a great week, but most of all, I want you to have a safe week. Just go through the week and have a safe week. And so we can all get together here next week on Saturday night, on the Saturday Night Wine Stream, and we can all get together again and drink with Rick. Good night.